How you doing? Welcome back to Chon Tech. This is coming back. One of the subscribers said he was talking to, said, you know, hey, how's it going? This is coming back. It's coming back right now. 6 foot away. Hey, that's it's cool. Darn it! Come on. Anyway, you ever wonder what a hair looks like underneath the microscope? Hmm? I mean, we've all plucked them out every once in a while, but what does it actually look like? Like how big is the hair? Well, I just so happen to have from one of my subscribers a single bit of her. Can you all see that? All see that there? Whoosh. There is a hair. There is a single living hair sample underneath the microscope, underneath in my tweezers. That is. Let's put it under the microscope, which we've got a total of 6. Oh, was that it there? Oh, hi. There it is. I'm gonna kind of grab it with another hand there. So there we got it. We have a single hair underneath the microscope, but I'm gonna try to put the follicle underneath the microscope. Look at that. That's the end. That's like the end that like came a. That's the end that a that came out. I'm gonna try to hold this down. You hold steady. Do I have something that will help with this? I don't right now. I probably should. I probably could have something that could help out with this a little bit, but we don't at the moment here. So we're just going to kind of pinch the follicle. Oh, and there it is. A single hair follicle, or the end of the hair, that like the part that's like in your head. When you pluck a hair out of your head, that's the part that like comes out of the head. Let's have a closer look, shall we? And let's see here. We're zooming in a little bit closer there, and whoa, there is a there is some DNA evidence at the end of that hair. Look at that, huh? Well, that's at approximately 20x zoom magnification, as we're talking about right now. Let's dive in for a closer. Let's go to 40x magnification, and look at that, huh? That's pretty cool. Now, the lighting conditions aren't the best for this here. Let's see if I can't use a little bit of some software skills here. Now, according to the Microscopy Society of Ohio, we should not be turning the gain up so much as the exposure. The exposure actually gives us the real ending magnification to the whole thing. So I'm going to give I'm going to give it quite a large crank up here. Now, exposure does two things. It lets more light into the lens, but it makes it to where the lens takes longer to process a single frame. So, for instance, if I take it all the way up here to this huge amount, it's letting lots and lots of light in, but you notice the jitteriness of of the hair, like how it's kind of moving around. It's basically taking about half a second to process each and every single frame, and that's not very good for things like a YouTube production, so to speak. Now I'm using the mouse with my left hand. I'm gonna bring this back down to say, oh, maybe around there-ish or so. Right? That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Maybe can I type something in? Can I actually I don't know, use a computer here? Well, I could use a computer. Well, fancy that. Let's see here. About 60, 63. Will that be good for you there? There we go. It's not so bad. Wow, look at that. Zoom in even closer to that guy. Woo. So basically, the closer you zoom in, the less light it gets down to the part that you're looking at. So you're going to have to put up exposure at some point to look at things up more closely and personally. Good point. Now the gain on the other hand, the gain which is down here in the lower left. I'm trying to with my right hand keep the tweezer in place here. Now if we turn up the gain just a little bit, that makes the lighting better, but it's sort of a false better. It's a software better. It's a digital better. Whereas the exposure is this is the lens. This is like how much the lens is, allowing for it to flow into place with it there. So, but this is a live sample of a hair is what this is. That's pretty cool. Is what it is. It got me thinking. It got me thinking. This actually happened to kind of just cross my path. I was like, well, a hair is pretty neat. Notice as I back away, it gets really really bright, really really quickly. Egats, Yeah, let me get over here to fix the exposure just a little bit with my finger. I'll just adjust this digitally because I'm not gonna be able to really make adjustments to this normally here. There we go. That's a little bit better. So I'm gonna take the hair away. And it got me wondering. Well, if a hair looks that neat, what about a Q-tip. Hmm? Which has lots and lots of little hairs that are made out of it. You ever seen a Q-tip up close and personal? Nope. Well, let's have a look through the microscope over here. See? All right. So here's our Q-tip, and wow, that is bright. That is very bright. The reason that's so bright is because the exposure is up a little bit too high. Let's turn that exposure down just a little bit here, and we're going to be able to see even more of the Q-tip. There you go. The Q-tip is white in color, which reflects light. And inherently speaking, with microscopes, white things are harder to capture. I actually have on my microscope two lights. I have an LED light which shines straight down with the lens, and a ring light which shines at a little bit more of an angle, providing us a little bit more of what we call a dark field approach towards looking at things. So let's take a look at this a little bit more dark field-ish. This might actually be a little bit better an application for this here. So we're going to turn up the exposure a little bit. Well, it didn't help. That doesn't help the best of things. So let's turn up the exposure as best as I can go. And then we'll do a little bit of a software gain. No, that doesn't help out. That doesn't help out at all. What about the reverse? That actually doesn't look too bad. Let's turn this guy off. Well, now it just looks like I'm filming an old black and white movie. Look at this. It's Attack of the Killer Q-tips is what it is. There. I'm gonna do a white balance. That's all behind the screens there a little bit. Actually, that really doesn't do really anything for it, does it? Let's go a little bit brighter on the exposure. That's actually that last one. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. That's what the Q-tip looks like there. Now, let's get up close and personal with our Q-tip, to which DNA samples could be collected with, or something. I don't know. I just watch CSI every once in a while. I don't really know what's going on. Let's take a closer look at the Q-tip. We'll focus in at roughly 10x. Whoa, fibrous. See what that looks like? It's all fiber and everything like that. Keep going up close. That's 20x, and that's starting to look like a crazy map. And at 30x, you have effectively something that looks like a map of the LA freeway system, or some such joke that was probably said somewhere by someone, something like that. Or, it does kind of look a little bit. Let's increase the exposure just a little bit more, a little bit more. Throw up not the gamma, the gain. Well, that doesn't help out at all. But we start to look at this in a little bit more finer detail. And sorry about the waviness. That's like we're just up, up and right up next as I'm going in and out of focus, and that is actually really cool. That is really cool. You see that? Do you see that? You see this on here? Look at all the little hairs on that guy. It's a little white some odd forest. What are Q-tips made of? You know? I don't know. I don't know what they're made of. I've never made a Q-tip before. I make other little things, but I've never officially made like a Q-tip before. Um, Let me know in the comments below if you know what a Q-tip, or you suspect you know what a Q-tip is made of. I'm willing to be open to all those sorts of little things in there. But yeah, that's what a Q-tip kind of looks like when it's up at the close parts of it there. That is kind of a really crazy. Whoa, look at that's the end of the Q-tip there. That is where the Q-tip ends by some poet somewhere. Hey, man, look at that. Looks like some crazy amount of strings that it takes to make it. How do they make that? I'm sure there's a video somewhere out there on how they make these sorts of things, but got me in terms of how that's actually done. That's pretty cool, though. I gotta say, that is pretty cool. You looked at a hair, looked at a Q-tip. That's all pretty neat stuff. Let me know if you want to know if you want to see what something looks like up close and personal underneath the microscope. Let old Sean Tech know about it right there, and I'll post it down onto the. I'll see if I can find it somewhere in my household abode right now, because things are tough to find where things are at. All right. Hey, see you around.